Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the live show. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope everybody's ready for the holidays and all wrapped up and ready to rock and roll because we're going to get rocking and rolling right through this market and see what's happening, what's going to be popping this week. We do have a short week, obviously, with Christmas, and then I'm not sure. It might even close early on Christmas Eve. I didn't even look, but sometimes it closes at 1 o'clock or even the day after. I have to look. I didn't even look at it, but it does look pretty good. I can tell you that right now. It looks like things are up in the after hours, and we're going to be cruising right through and checking out this list. So here we go. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended as financial advice, so always do your due diligence. And let's go ahead and act like Santa Claus and check off this list and see what's naughty, what's nice, and what's to be popping tomorrow. So let's look at edible EDBL because that was up on Friday. I know that. And let's see what it's doing. It was up 9 cents, another nine in the after hours. Ran right up to the top right there. And I'll tell you what, it's probably one that you want to keep an eye on for tomorrow morning because edible could get eaten up, get up into the top there, and get cruising some more. So keep your eye on that EDBL tomorrow morning because it could keep that momentum for sure. XLO, let's look at that one. XLO, let's see what it's up to here. It was moving on Friday as well. We were just looking at it. It's still just kind of curling up here, XLO. And it did just, Friday. Thursday it ran up. That's right, 169. Friday, what it do? 137 to 139. Started to come down to 84, but jumped back up to 124. And it's not looking too bad, I'll tell you that. So I would keep an eye on this XLO tomorrow and see if it can keep that momentum. It might want to go up there to the resistance right here at about 136. See if it can get through that. And that is XLO SEDG. Let's look at SEDG here and see what Solar Edge Technologies is up to. And this one wants to get cruising, guys. It was up on Friday, and we were talking about it starting to get set up to run. It went 12.99 to 15.65, and it was at 14.78 to close. So SEDG definitely want to keep an eye on right there because that's going to keep moving up there and continue that momentum. AISP is that Airship AI Holdings. This thing was running up last week. AISP. Let's see what it wants to do here. It looks like it does have some momentum. Thursday it got from 391 to 545, and then Friday it went 390 to 489, and it's at 468 and still not looking bad right there. So that one could get right up into the top and move some more. So I would keep an eye on that for a little momentum play and just watch what that wants to do. AISP, and let's see what Maxon's up to. MAXN. This one's curling up and looking really good. We were looking at it last week saying it started to look good. And let's see what happened. Then they have some news. I don't see anything. Someone said that they had some positive news, but I'm not sure exactly what happened. But it was up on Friday and it is looking good. It's trying to curl through. And again, we were looking at it. We knew where that bottom was at 532. And we had just started looking at it the other day. So keep an eye on MAXN because that looks like it has some momentum as well. And FRSX, Foresight Anonymous Holdings. This one was run up there all last week for the most part. And Friday, it really got soaring. It went 93 to 226. It closed at 119. And it is up there hitting some resistance. So I'm not so sure it wants to stay in the top, but it might in the morning. So keep an eye on it. It could be a little momentum play for FRSX because it is up there. And like I said, it just has that look a little bit like it could just run up in the morning. RVSN, that Rail Vision, this one wants to start moving 44 to 77, almost 78, and it's back at about 50 right now, RVSN, and this train wants to get cruising. And I was going to say, I was looking at it, like I thought it went a little bit higher here. It does say, what's it say? 70 says, almost 78. And yeah, okay, 43 to 78, and its earnings are coming up here on January 3rd, it looks like. And they got another one right after that on February 3rd. That's odd. And but RVSN definitely ran up there. We'll watch to see if it wants to continue. I'm not exactly sure. It has to get up to that top area. It could completely set up tomorrow if and the market should be looking pretty good there. So it could be looking pretty nice tomorrow. We'll look at that RVSN in the morning. I'll take a look at that, see what it wants to do there. Let's look at CETX and see what that wants to do. That's Semtrex. This one looks like it could be trying to finally curl its way out of the basement. And like I say, this one reminds me of that ALLR from before when it was in the basement forever. And it's just crawled over the MACD, just running around there, has its earnings. This one says its earnings are January 3rd. I thought they were on New Year's Eve, but I guess that's not correct. I could have been wrong, but that's what it says right here. It says January 3rd, and so we shall see what it wants to do here. I'll keep an eye on CETX, and like I said, I'll see what it wants to do in the morning right there. And it is set up in a good spot. I mean, it just jumps right up here into them 350s, and it's really good. So we'll see if it wants to tomorrow, CETX, and I'll let you know. HAO, this one was a little pulled back on Friday. Actually, a lot more pulled back than a little. What'd it do? I forget. HAO, 11 to 12 was its high, and then its low was 9 cents. It's at 10, so it obviously closed a penny lower than it opened. And but not looking bad down here. HAO, maybe that's that little dip and rip off the bottom right there. So watch for a little bounce action right there off the bottom on HAO and LGHL, the Lion. Let's look at it. It was pulled back a little bit there on Friday, but it was set up and it still looks really good, guys. That line is not looking bad right here. Just kind of flattened out. They do have earnings coming up January 3rd, too. I thought everything was on New Year's Eve. Now it all says January 3rd. That's kind of bizarre. Whatever. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'm just looking at what the trend spider tells me here. And yeah, they were all pretty much on December 31st, and I guess they're all going to move them to January 3rd, it looks like. But anyway, LGHL 17 to 18 down to 15. It closed at 16, so down under a penny under where it opened on Friday. And it's just kind of looking a little wild right there as it's jumping around. So I'll have to look at LGHL in the morning, but it could still set up and run right there. I mean, it has that crazy look, so I have to look at that one. And let's look at the Cheetah and the Jaguar. But CTNT, the Cheetah, was down 23 cents. It had just run the other day. It was pulling back, hitting that MACD line, and I think the Cheetah might get curled up right here. CTNT, and again, watch it because that 20 just crawled over that 50 right there. You're hitting the MACD, and they have been liking to bounce right here. So I would keep an eye on that for a little bounce play, CTNT, and that is your Cheetah. And we'll look at JAGX real quick and have our big cat review right here. And JAGX is curling up, looking really good, guys. I would say JAGX might be a winner right here, and that one should get cruising. Its bottom was probably that 84-cent area the other day, and what was that? Wednesday it was. So keep an eye on JAGX because I think that's about to get cruising right there. That cat's looking really good. And let's look at SDOT real quick. SDOT. This one was trying to move the last week. It was down 8 cents on Friday. And let's see, just a little pullback right there for SDOT in between that channel. Let's see if it falls under this 353. It closed at 359, so we'll keep an eye on this for tomorrow. I think it might just get in that channel and try to get set back up. So that's SDOT, and I'll keep an eye on that one. And LSB, this one was looking pretty good. It was up 26 cents. That's at Lakeshore Biopharma, and it is curling up here. So I would keep an eye on that. Your 20 and 50 were meeting up right there. And like I said, it looked pretty damn good to me. So keep an eye on LSB. This this one moved from January or to January 3rd. I'm betting it was December 31st before for the earnings. So yeah, they're all looking like they're after the new year for whatever reason. I don't know why they all were saying 12/31 before. Now they all say it's 1/3. So that's kind of odd. But again, I don't know if I've ever seen that or used this really at the year end, so I'm not exactly sure, but whatever, we're not really worrying about it. And LSB though, I would watch this thing try to bounce right there because that thing's looking pretty good for some momentum and to keep running there. PTIX, I know a lot of people checking this thing out. PTIX, let's look at it. PTIX, here we go. Protagenic therapeutics, and it is setting up there. It's kind of pulling back right there. Let me take a better look at it, see what it did in the after hours. It looks much better on my chart. I can say that your 20 and 50 are coming up there. It looks like a little easy pullback if it had to do anything, but it went 59 to 76. It closed at 68, and that's where it's sitting. Not bad right there. I could see it trying to pull back a little bit, but nothing crazy. And it's just trying to get set up. It's got a really nice setup coming up. Could it bounce up real quick and then pull back and set up? It could, but I think it'll try to stay between this channel for the most part, which is like 70 cents and even down here at like 50. So you could see a pretty wide spread, and it was down here for a while. It just got up here in the like 61 plus area the last 3 trading days, and before that it was down. So PTIX, I think, just setting up right here, and we'll take a better look at it tomorrow just to see what it wants to really do there. But that's what it's looking like after Friday's close. CASK, K or K, CASK. There is a K in it. It's just at the end, not at the beginning. So CASK, Cask Heritage Distilling Holding. And this is a brand new one. This one just started on what, November 25th? So like less than a month ago, I had over 3 million in volume. It went from 3 to 308 down to 275. It's sitting at 302. Let me look at it on mine, CASK. And it did go 243 to 364. It's at 358. And this thing is not set. What's it saying up here? Yeah, it's definitely not telling me that on FinViz. So it obviously ran up in the after hours. It does look pretty healthy coming out of the basement there. It's a brand new one, though. I'm not going to say it's an easy one to look at just because it's so new. It did look like it just hit that bottom the other day, though. But still, it's not something that I generally jump in. And you guys know I like to see a few months of data to be able to read the chart a little bit better. But this one was curling up, and it did run. Just keep your eye on it for a little momentum play in the morning. CASK, and that is CASK and KULR. This one was popping up last week, and it was running up Friday. I remember that because I know I saw a KULR. And what did it do? It ran up on Thursday 260 to 353, and then Friday 217 to $3, and it closed at 290. And honestly, it still looks pretty solid to try to run up in that top some more. So keep an eye on that for a little momentum play up there at the top, KULR. And it does look like it wants to stay up there. It may not stay up very long. So you web bullers, look at it in the morning, KULR. It could be cruising for you some more. And HSDT, Helios Medical. This one was jumped up on Friday. HSDT, let's look at it. HSDT. Here we go. Yeah, Friday it ran up 57 to 179. It closed at 70, so it ran way up and pulled back, and it was just kind of crossing through. So this one, it looks like it just got up into the top. It's bizarre how they look differently, but maybe it just got up into the top, and that's perfectly fine. See if this thing wants to run some more in the morning, and that's HSDT, and you'd have to keep an eye on that one in the morning just to see if it is running there. And NVNI. Let's see what that NVNI group's up to. It was running up. It's up in the top too, NVNI, and it had a really nice run up there on Thursday and Friday. Thursday, 44 cents to 719. And then on Friday, 740 to 1219. So that was a really good popper right there. NVNI. So we'll watch it. It is in the top. It looks like it wants to run up a little bit more. But again, that's just a momentum play. So be careful with that one. It did run up the last 2 days and it is in the top there. And how about VMAR? VMAR is at Vision Marine Technologies. This thing's been in the basement. I think that bottom is probably the other day at $1.30. It looks like we're at $1.51 VMAR. Let's see what you're up to right here. Um, let's see. Let's see. It's under that 20. It needs to pop up over that 184 area. It's at 150. It's just a little bit flat down there. Looks like that bottom was at that 130. So we'll keep an eye on VMAR, see if it wants to get set up this week and get moving. And ADTX, this one's been one of them ones that reminds me of ALLR. Did we already do it? Is this the one? No, that there was another one that does too, I think, right? Yeah, I forget which one it is, but there's definitely another one that reminds me of it, and I just don't remember looking, but we went over it earlier. But this one does too. This one's been in the basement probably even longer. ADTX and took a huge dip on Friday. ADTX, where'd it go on Friday? Because I just remember dipping down, doing something. It ran from 24 to 36, down to 17, and closed at 90. That's right, I remember now. And it did. It tried to run up a little bit. It hit that 20 at the resistance for around 33 cents. It got to 36, and it did pull back. But I think this one, like I said, this one could get set up to really get moving. And that dip, it had that dip and rip look as well. So a lot of these things have been pulling back a lot in the basement, and then all of a sudden they get a real nasty dip and basically bottoms them out, and they dip and rip right there like ADTX did. So just keep an eye on that because it looks like it wants to try to continue up, but I can't make any promises on that one. So just we'll keep an eye on that. Just like EYEN, Inovia, we'll keep an eye on this as well because it hasn't gotten out of the basement yet. It's just trying to. It's been trying to, and it is trying to get set up as well. EYEN. So keep an eye because it has to get over this what nine. It's at 9 cents now. It's gotten the 10. It's gotten over there. It has to get the 10 and really can get cruising. So keep an eye on EYEN Inovia because I'm telling you this one's going to try. It's been trying to get set up here. It's just a matter of it getting back over that 10 and holding it, and then it can really pop off. So we'll keep an eye on Inovia. And here we go with RUM. That is Rumble. It was running up last week and then started pulling back at the end of the week. RUM Rum. And did it run up in the after hours? 7:05 to 11. It's at 1078. Literally, this says 719. It does say it did move in the after hours, but again, I don't always look at that. I look at the candles and the chart, not so much the pricing. It says it's at 1015. Mine says it's at 1078, and it ran up to 11. So Rumble just started rumbling away. So keep an eye on that in the morning because it just started to jump up there, and that's good old Rumble. You know, it bounced off this support line, and it had to have crossed through the MACD and drug it up. So can't really tell exactly where it's at after that run up, but it is looking pretty solid right there. So keep an eye on RUM. Rumble's looking good. And MVTS, Nvidius semiconductor, and this one's starting to try to crawl back up. And like I keep saying, I think the semiconductors are going to start moving again. And this one's starting to look pretty decent right there. So keep an eye on it. It was up 36 cents at the 317. And like I said, it's just trying to curl up right there. So just keep an eye on that. And BAX, let's see what BAX is up to. That's Baxter International, and this one's bouncing off that bottom as well. Thursday was that bottom right there, and it is going to try to start moving. This one's probably a really good one. See if they have options on this thing. It's at 28.90 to 29.99, and it's at 29.50. I have to check to see, or if anyone wants to look and see if this thing has options. I bet BAX will be really good if it does. Looking pretty solid right there. CPB, let's see, CPB. The Campbells, oh yeah, CPB. We were looking at this last week. Let me just type it in here and we'll look at it again. And it is has that weird look down here. It was trying to curl up. Now it's basing out. It's down at the bottom, Campbell's. And let's just see if it wants to pull back just a little bit more and have that little dip and rip situation. So maybe it'll try to pull back. What was its low? 41.13. See if we can get under that into the 40s. And then I think we'll have a dip and rip pretty soon on CPB. That is Campbell's company. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Ford, let's look at Ford Motor Company. This thing's setting up. We watched the dip for a little while, and I was saying I was going to watch it, and I was keeping an eye on it anyway. And Ford is looking good to start bouncing, guys. So that Friday look was probably its bottom at 953 or at 989. Just make sure it just starts moving up a little higher, and you will get set up right there. It's looking really good for the stock ticker F, and that is Ford, and HAL is Halliburton. And let's look at them because that was way down. That's trying to crawl back out of the basement right there. Halliburton, and like Dick Cheney on this thing or something like back in the day, they were rebuilding all kinds of stuff that we had taken out overseas, crazy stuff. But anyway, that's Halliburton right here. And let's see, like I said, it's way down there. It's curling up out of the basement. And it should try to get moving. Thursday probably was. It's a low at 24.75. It's at 25.98 and looks pretty good. And that's HAL Halliburton. So watch for that to be set up. NIO is NIO, excuse me, is Neo. That's that auto manufacturer in China. And this thing's trying to get set up. Let's see if it wants to roll up. Yeah. We were looking at it just a few days ago and I was saying it was looking good. And now it looks really good. It's going to get in that channel 460. I can't even talk. 460 and 495-ish. And once it gets up over that, it may trade in that channel for a moment, but once it gets over that, it should start to get moving. And that's NIO, and that's at Neo. So yeah, that thing's getting set up. You can see that, and like I said, it get up to that 475, and we should be pretty good. And even though like 50's right here, like 492, we're at 454, and it is looking good right there. So NIO setting up right there. PBR, let's see what that's up to if I can type it in right. PBR. Holy cow. What a long weekend getting ready for the holidays. Wow. Anyway, PBR. Let's look at this thing. We'll cruise right through these bad boys. This is an oil and gas one from Brazil, and it is down there, and they were starting to look pretty bottomed out as well. The oil and gas, and this one does look like it probably bottomed out Thursday, Wednesday, that is at 1277, and we are at 1312. So yeah, I would say keep your eye on PBR because I think that's getting set up as well. And Peloton, PTON, let's see what that's up to. PTON. Peloton, that one was dipping down there. It looks like it's just kind of parachuting itself down so it don't crash. So I'll have to see if it's really trying to reverse back up. Could come back down into the eights before it really wants to bounce. So I'll keep an eye on PTON, let you know what it's up to right there. TPST, Tempest Therapeutics. And this thing had that look like it wanted to run, and it did the other day, maybe a week or two ago. And then what it wanted to do, it just kind of got down into the basement here. TPST. Let me see. It is. It's just pulling back, but not looking bad. So I'd have to look at that in the morning. It looks like it's trying to build a base down here as low as what, 69 cents right around there. So we'll keep an eye on TPST. It could be building that base and try to get moving relatively soon. GRRR, Gorilla Technology Group. This thing keeps running up to the top, but I would not trust it all the way up there. Yeah, it does look like it could run a little higher. Let me guess, December or January 3rd. That's exactly what this says. And I know before that one did say it used to say December 31st. So not a big deal, but they will have earnings soon. They could change again. GRRR, it is at 1333. Its high was 1437. And it's up there though, guys. So like I said, I don't know if I'd be chasing that one around, being that the way it looks. So we'll see if it wants to run up anymore, but it could pull back on you. So just be careful with that one. And that's GRRR. And CDIO, Cardio Diagnostics, was way up at the top, ran up. It's just pulling back. We'll have to see if the CDIO wants to try to bounce off this MACD line and get curling back up. That bottom very well could be that 67 cents it pulled back to the other day, and that was on the 17th, so that was last Tuesday. And it could try to get curling back off that MACD and get running again up to the up back into the top. So I'll keep my eye on that CDIO and see if it wants to move. And good old ELAB, ELAB. Let's see, this one was running around on Friday. I know that because we had some people in it and they got out of it and even made some profit. So it was running around on Thursday and Friday got up to 270 there. What did it do on Thursday? 378 at some point. So ELAB, and honestly, it looks pretty good on my chart. I could see it continuing the run up there tomorrow, ELAB. So if you like it, keep an eye on it because it could move some more in the morning right there. It looks like it has some momentum. SINT, ISNT. This one's curling up real good. SINT. Let's look at it real quick. SINT. Yeah, I would say this is getting set up, guys. We were looking at it the other day. Its bottom appears to be 307, and we're sitting at 347. So it looks like it's in that channel, setting up and going to get moving. And that is SINT. So keep an eye on that. And VVOS. 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 Here we go with VVOS, Vivos Therapeutics. This one looks like it's going to roll right off that MACD and start running up even higher, guys. Keep an eye on that for the morning because that looks like it's going to be a momentum play for sure right there. And it might get right over this resistance at 515 and make it its new support and keep rolling. So there you go for VVOS. And let's take a look at CELH real quick. Celius Holdings. And that one looks like it could just be pulling back here. Let me see. CELH. And yeah, that one looks like it could be pulling back. Maybe it's trying to make a base, but we'll take a look at it soon and see what it wants to do. And IMPP looks pretty good and to get cruising again, Petroleum. And yeah, that one's going to get rolling. So I'd keep an eye on IMPP in the morning because that's going to be a runner right there. And AGAE, Allied Gaming and Entertainment. This one's going to be crawling up and looking good. I would keep an eye on that as well because that's starting to look really good right there. And that is AGAE and CRKN. CRKN. Let's see what this can do. CRKN. All right, let me type it in finally. Here we go. It's been just pulling back like we've been talking about. It'll run up a hair, but it will pull back lower than the price that it closed the day before, and we know that look, so we don't even mess with them. And even if it's curled up or whatever, we still don't need to mess with it because we just know what it's doing. And I'm just going to keep on rolling through. Let me know what you guys want to see. I'll go through the messages, but I'm just going to cruise right through this list, bust through it for our Sunday night, and get us ready for this short holiday week. And like I said, I think we're going to see some poppers coming up. That Dow Jones was looking good. As a matter of fact, let me just hop on StockTwits. It was trending earlier. Yeah, the DJI right here, the Dow Jones Industrial is way up there, guys. And the StockTwits is always pretty accurate right here. You can look at it like DJIA, and it is just curling up. It's up $1.20 right now in the aftermarket, and this thing says it's up. Well, that's the DJI. This one's the DJIA. I don't know why FinViz always has like something. different. Like I can't get that. Like why can't I get this? The Dow Jones. Let me see. Dow Jones Industrial DJD. Let's see if that's it. DIA. Maybe that. No, it can't be that. No, it's not that either. Whatever, because this is at 42,000. I never understood that on here. But anyway, regardless, it is the Dow Jones is moving, and it always goes right to DJI on mine too, which is a $23. But yeah, it's looking great, guys. So I'm gonna say the market's gonna be looking pretty decent right there, and so we'll keep on cruising through the list. We'll look at everything. Let me know what you guys want to look at. And of course, we'll do our big cap spy, crypto, everything like that. But here, let me just keep on cruising. I'm now through this row, and we'll see what's looking good here. I marked everything up. I'll take a picture of my list when I'm done. I'll post it out. You guys can check it out and get ready for tomorrow's Monday morning. And yeah, I think we're going to be locking in some profits this week. I think we are going to see a Santa Claus run. They forced through that bill. I did say that they generally pass it at 11:58 p.m. They actually didn't even pass it until after that. It was after midnight, but it had gotten through the House first, and then they knew it was going to pass the Senate, and Biden would sign it, but he wasn't working at that time, so they had to wait till the morning regardless because they weren't getting him to sign nothing at that time. So, but they had already known it went through, and everything was fine. They said they continued, the funding was there, and blah 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 blah. So there you go. It should look pretty damn good, I would assume, on Monday, because when Friday was there, they were like nobody could uh, come to an agreement with anything, and they seem like they were in two different galaxies. But again, they always figure it out, especially when it's right before a holiday. They don't like to shut the country down. It's a bad look. So, regardless of a president coming in or going out, it's just a bad look at all, and it doesn't make it look like the country's going very well and strong. So they figured that out. They put the stopgap or whatever the heck you call it, and then they'll figure it out in a couple months, and boom. So there you go, and the market should react to that. So let's look at SPGC and see what it's doing, because it is curling up, guys, and I'm telling you, this thing is going to get moving. SPGC, this is another golf one that's going to start teeing off soon. So keep an eye on that for sure. We've been talking about, it's been running up too a little bit here and there, but nothing real crazy yet, but it will. WATT, that Watt, that's trying to set up. WATT, and that is trying to look good, honestly. It is setting up right here. I would say it's based out down here. That bottom could be right there at that 28 cents. Let's see if it dips a little bit, but keep an eye on WATT, because that is setting up right there. RIME, that was running up last week. Let's see what it's doing now. It was pulled back a hair, and yeah, it ran up last week and it just kind of pulled back there. Let me take a look in the after hours. And it went, what, 8 to 7 and back to 8. So nothing crazy. It's curled through. Maybe it's trying to set up the run again. It just has a weird look. So I'll look at RIME and see what that rhyme is trying to do there. And that B hat, which is like a blue hat, interactive entertainment technology. And this thing's just a little bit flat right there, but it was looking strong. It did run up 11 to almost 13, and it's at 12 something. So, and that's like 0.1230. But BHAT, not looking too bad. It has some resistance right here at 14 cents. Has to get up over that, say, to get over to 14, and it can get moving. It looks like it wants to, so keep your eye on it for some momentum, because it looks like it's trying to. So I'll look at that tomorrow. Good old B hat. And let's look at TSE. Let's see what that's up to here. TSE. Trincio PLC. That one's just coming down to the MACD line right there, but it looks like it's going to hold itself up and try to curl up. I'd have to look at that in the morning to see what it's doing. AMPX, let's see what that's doing. And that one is curling up right there. This one's trying to set up right here. AMPX. It is Curling up, yeah, I would say 184, 171, the 185. Its low is 166. It's at 184. It's getting him back into that channel right there. Gonna run up to that $2 area and then it can blast off of there. And that's AMPX, and that is looking pretty decent there. That QS was Quantum Scape, and that was running up the other day. We were looking at it, then it did take that nice dip on Thursday and Friday. It's rebounding, and I'm telling you, QS was always looking good. It just took a nice dip. It was a great opportunity Thursday and Friday. You could get that bottom right there, like the 460s, and it's at 508, and it's setting up the run. So keep an eye on QS because that's about to go up. And DAVA, I'm not even familiar with this one, I don't think. Let me look at DAVA here. Endava PLC ADR, and it looks like it's pulling back right there. DAVA. I have to look at it. It's right on top of the line, and it could go either way. Maybe it'll roll off and keep going up. Could stair step its way up some more. Could pull back a little bit too. So I'd have to look at that DAVA. Let me make a mark on that one real quick. And AAP. Let's see what that one's doing. Advanced Auto Parts, and that's curling up looking good. I like Advanced Auto Parts. That's a good parts store. So let's look at it. It is looking solid right there, I must say. And yeah, I would say it's going to set up, maybe run between that channel in the 45, 43 to 45 area. But yeah, looking pretty good to get set up right there, guys. AAP is Advanced Auto Parts. And so there you go with that one. ACMR. Let's see ACM research. This one's just kind of just pulling back. I have to look at this on mine. ACMR. I mean, it's just running flat on that line. Maybe it was a little dip and like pull back and rip situation on Friday. I can't really tell right there. Not giving me a great look on ACMR. I'd have to look at that again. ANF. Let's look at ANF real quick. That one's curling up right there, hitting the resistance ANF, and I think ANF gets cruising up some more. That's Abercrombie and Finch, and it is the holiday season. It does look pretty decent right there to continue up. I'm not saying it's going to go nutty, but it should run up a little bit more. And BMR, let's look what BMR is, and that's Beam Imaging or somebody. I don't even know, but just kind of pulling back here. Nothing crazy. It looks like it's building a nice base right there. Probably going to want to roll off that MACD. And this one has the January 3rd earning look now. And again, that could change to whenever it wants to. So who the heck knows right there. But that's BMR. And that's what that one's doing. Like I said, let's wait for it to get pulled back there and see if it comes back down to this 20 or at least in that area in the 350s and see if it can get set back up. So we'll keep an eye on that. And ADI analog devices. This one's getting curled up really good, guys. ADI. Let me see. I'd say keep an eye on that tomorrow because that one's looking really good right there. ADI, I'd say that looks nice. And ARM, that ARM, they lost to Qualcomm, I believe. They did not do so well in that lawsuit. I thought, honestly, thought they would just settle it. They both kind of looked bullish, but Qualcomm, you could tell, was looking good. And apparently, Qualcomm scores major legal victory against ARM over chip design. So I am not exactly sure what happened, but it looks like Qualcomm won, and ARM did pull back there like $1.95. It went from a dollar. Well, it did pull back $1.95, but it opened at 130.34. It got up to 135, but it pulled back to its low as 124.66, and it is at 130.25. So it's almost right where it opened and closed around the similar price. And again, Qualcomm apparently won that. I just want to look at QCOM real quick, QCOM, and it was setting up to be bullish. Had a nice dip and was up 249 and then up another $3 in the after hours. QCOM, And yeah, that one's running up. It has to get up over that 164 area and it can keep on cruising. And it's at about 155 now. It got up to 163. So it's going to get moving, guys. QCOM, that one's going to pop off of that news, Qualcomm. So keep your eye on that bad boy, and we'll go over them bad boys, them big cappers in a few moments. And then, but we just looked at ARM, so I just jumped into QCOM, and here's OSS, One Stop Systems. Let's see what that's doing. That looks really good to continue its way up. OSS, I would watch for this to see if it has some momentum. Momentum, I can't guarantee it, but it does have that look like it could continue to go up, but again, you have to look at that in the morning, and that is OSS and WHLM. That's what is that? Willamenia International, something like that. I don't even know what that's called. And that one is trying to crawl off of there. I have to see this. WHLM. That took a big dip actually on Friday, so I'll have to look at that. 405 to 418, its low is 273, and it's at 319 right now. So I will have to take a look at that WHLM and see what that's up to. Let's see what else is going on here. Let's just keep on rolling right through this list right here. And what was next? It is aim. Let's see where this is going to aim. Is it going to aim up or down? Let's see. This one is setting up, just kind of pulling back, so it's aiming down at the moment right there. Let me see over here. And it's just, oh, that one could get cruising off the MACD line now. I have to look at this tomorrow, but it looks like it's aiming down for some pullback, and it was pulling back, but it could easily reverse and then start aiming up. So I'm gonna look at AIM in the morning, see what it wants to do, and that's AIM Immunotech, and we'll see what that bad boy is up to. ALT, I just threw this, I just thought of it anyway. That's at Altimmune. We were looking at it the other day, and I'm telling you, this thing's going to set up super bullish. It's not there yet, so let it pull back. I've been keeping an eye on it. I'll let you guys know when that one's ready as well. TGL. That Treasure Global, we looked at this before it ran up. It looks like it's trying to curl up. Let's see, TGL. Yeah, it does look like it's trying to curl up and set up there. I'd keep an eye on TGL, not looking bad at all. And ONDS, let's see what ONDS is doing here. ONDS was in the top, pulled back, and it looks like it's trying to really curl up there, huh? Yeah, I would say ONDS is trying to really curl up. I'd keep an eye on that. Make sure it's running up, or at least, looking like it wants to continue that curl up. But that's looking pretty good right there. And that's ONDS, and RCAT is Red Cat Holdings. And this thing was up last week, pulled back a little bit, and then started to pop back up, and looks like it wants to run some more. So keep an eye on this RCAT in the morning. It's about to cross through and run. And that is our cat. And our Sunday night game is Dallas and Tampa Bay. And Dallas is actually winning 20-7. And there's like a minute 40 left in the first half there. So there you go, with a little NFL update. And yeah, our cat's looking really good. So RCAT, that's another cat, I guess, that wants to run. So we'll have to add that to our little cat list, our cat. And because it looks like it's ready to run with the rest of them there. And let me mark that one. ALGS. Let's see what that's doing. ALGS. Here we go. And that one's been running up, guys. This thing's been at the top for a while. I know we've looked at it before, but I don't remember what it's been up to. And it has been running at the top. And it honestly looks like it could continue to run up there. Watch for some momentum, but that one's been an animal there. And that is ALGS. And it totally has been an animal. RVPH. RVPH. Let's see. That one ran up a couple, like 2 weeks ago, pulled back, making a base. At least it looks like it's trying to. RVPH. Maybe it might pull back a little bit more. We'll take a look at that one. VKTX is Viking Therapeutics is going to be pretty decent. This thing's trying to crawl up, just got out of the basement, and it is looking pretty nice, guys. So keep your eye on that VKTX because that one could get moving right there. And I like that one for sure. VMAR, let's look at VMAR right above that line right there. Let's see what the setup looks like here. VMAR. Just a little bit of pullback over there, just getting set up in the basement. So I would say VMAR is just getting set up right there. Still, it's been setting up forever, honestly, but still setting up. We'll say VCIG up 4 cents. This thing wants to get cruising again, guys. So keep your eye on VCIG because that thing looks like it's trying to crawl up. And if it crosses through and it looks like it should, it's going to get cruising right there. So that looks good. SNSE. Let's see. That one's looking really good. I was saying this the other day. 42 to 49. It's at 47. And I was saying that this thing wanted to get cranking again. And it is looking good. SNSE is looking mighty fine right there. So keep an eye on that one. And SMGO, let's see if this one can go. And let's see, SMGO, let's see. It's not even on there. What the heck is it? SMGO. I know we just did one like that the other day. Was it SNGO maybe? I forget what the heck it was. I know we just did one similar to that. I don't remember what it was. I'll have to look it up. I know we literally just did something like that, and I don't see anything, but I'll look and see what it is. SGN. This is at Signing Day Sports. This one is kind of just setting up down here. Let's see what it's doing. It pulled back on Friday, SGN. Let me see. It ran up and pulled back 315 to 437 down into the twos and closed at 280. And looks like it is trying to get set up. And these things been having these dip and rip situations. So another one. Keep your eye on that SGN. It did have a little dip and rip situation and looks pretty decent right there. KTTA, I think. Yeah, KTTA. Let's see that one. That one's trying to crawl up there off that line. Has to get up over 276. I think it's over that in the after hours. Let me see. It's at 299. And yeah, I was going to say this one actually looks like it's getting pretty decent right there. And I would keep an eye on KTTA because it looks pretty good to me. And PRFX is that pain one, pain reform or something like that. PRFX. Pain reform, and it ran up on Thursday and it pulled back out of the basement or out of the top right there. PRFX, and it is just kind of pulling back. I know this one said the 29th. It does say January 3rd for its earnings, so we're not really worrying about it, but they all did just switch. And again, PRFX might be just pulling back a hair. We'll take a look at it. And Zcar. Let's look. That was down $1. Popped up on Thursday. It was looking good, and it still could bounce right there. ZCAR. So I'll look at that and see if it's ready or if it's just going to pull back some more. And that's Zcar right there. And MYSZ. That one was popping up the other day. It was going crazy. It ran up a couple dollars. I know that. MYSZ 148 to 794 and it closed at 440. So yeah, that one's way up there. I don't know if it's really going to run. It has that look like it could run up in the top early in the morning. So just keep an eye on it for a little momentum play in the morning, but that's about it, I think. And XTIA, this thing's been trying to get set up, guys, and I'm telling you, I think this thing is getting set up right here. It looked pretty damn good on Friday. Was trying to curl up, has to get back up over this 4 cents, like in the higher fours, say 5, and really get moving. So it did touch it, and I think that XTIA tries to get set up right here to try to get moving. So we are keeping an eye on that one, and we've been on that one. TNXP, this one ran last week like crazy, ran up about 4 cents, and it's in the top. So keep an eye on it because it could catch some momentum and run up here a little more. I'm not exactly sure it will, but it could. And I think that the high the other day at what, like one, I forget what it got up to, 194. That's probably going to be its top because it's in the top, and I don't know if it's going to run like that again. So that's TNXP. And let's take a look at, let's see, PW. A lot of people were liking this one before. And like I said, I think it's finally bottoming out down here. And let me take a better look. Yeah, I think its bottom could have been Thursday at 105. You're sitting at 118 and it's trying to move. So it is much better down here than it was when we were looking at it originally at what, 238 was its high or something, 259 or somewhere in that area. And now we're at like 118 area. So 117, 118. And that is power right. PW. SNSC. Didn't we just do that? We did. It was looking really good. I put it on twice. It looks so good, I think. GITS. Let's look at that one. Global Interactive Technologies. And that one's just pulling back down to the line right there, GITS. And we'll see if that has that bounce look. I'm not exactly sure, but I'll take a look at it and just see if it does. And I'll look and yeah, I'll look at GITS. I can't really tell right there. It could have that dip and rip and bounce off that MACD as well. And I know we did CELH, right? Yeah, CELH, that's Celius Holdings. We definitely did that. It was kind of pulling back a little bit. And yeah, I was just pulling back. I said I'd take a look at that one. IMPP. Oh, wait, what am I doing? I'm going through the first. I must be out of my mind right now. Holy cow. Just started going through. I was like, wait, didn't we already do these? I'm just going through the first side. IRWD. Let me try that one since we didn't do it yet. Ironwood Pharmaceuticals. That one's setting up really good. IRWD. Keep an eye on this thing. 388 to 513 on Friday. It's at 458. Looks like it wants to keep on cruising. Looks like it wants to get over that $5 and bounce some more. So I would keep an eye on that. IRWD. That's looking good right there. And how about Rich something robotics? Rich Tech Robotics RR. This one's trying to run back. It just briefly touched that top, and it ended up being its resistance, but it looks like it's trying to curl up there and go up again into the top. So that RR is not looking bad to try to get that momentum up there. And SYN didn't. No, we didn't do SYN. That is that. No, I was thinking something else. Is it? Oh, CYN. That's why. Yeah, CYN we didn't do either. But this is way down there. That's a huge dip. Holy cow! Let me look at this one on Friday. Yeah, 154 down to 34 cents. It's at 51. We might have to watch for a bounce play off of that one, guys. CYN. That could be a good one. Let me mark that down. And VRME is let's see what that's doing. VRME, verify me. Let's see. That's setting up right there. Just a little bit flat. VRME. That's looking really good. 60 to 67 at 64. And that one looks like it's gonna get moving. And BBLG, let's see. Bone Biologics 103 to 116 and it's at 98 and it looks like it's just pulling back right there. BBLG, let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's just pulling back a little bit, so we'll have to see, but it's going to touch that bottom relatively soon. And there you go with BBLG. Let me know what you guys want to see. I'll run through the messages in a minute. I'll do the laptop ones real quick. Let's see what he has going on. AEON. This one is Just running a little flat there. It almost could be a little pullback and rip situation. So I would keep an eye on this. It looks like it's setting up to run relatively soon right there. AEON looking real good. AIMD is just touching that line. So maybe it will try to get rolling. And that's AIMD. Let me see on here. AIMD, here we go. Oh, yeah, that one looks like it's trying to curl up there, hitting the line there. I would look, it looks like it's going to be in that channel for a moment and then try to get moving. And that's AIMD and ATPC. Let's see, ATPC, A-Gape ATP. That one looks really good. It was running up the other day, ATPC, and it looks like it's going to crawl through and continue to run. So watch that one for some momentum tomorrow because it looks like it's going to keep it. CREV, Crev, this one just a little healthy pullback. Looks like it could. CREV stay in that little let me see. Stay in that little channel right there. Let me take a look at this. Let me just look at this one again. Yeah, ATPC looks good. Just wanted to make sure. And Krev looks like it's in that little channel area, so we'll keep an eye on that. And FMST, let's see what that's up to real quick. That looks like it's trying to crawl up on here. FMST, here we go. Yeah, that one looks pretty good too, guys. So these laptop ones are looking really healthy right there. FMST, what is that? Is that a G, I think? GCTK? Let me see. GCTK. Yeah, it is. Glucotrack. This one's getting out of the basement and wants to run right there. Let's see this. Oh, yeah, I'd take a look at that one in the morning. GCTK is looking good. And it is halftime, 23 to 14. Dallas is in the lead right now. And they're going into the halftime, so we can knock out probably the rest of this, and you can watch the rest of the game for Sunday night. So here we go. Let's keep on cruising. And that was GCTK, and now we're moving on to GURE. So GURE is Golf Resources, GURE, and let me see what these Golf Resources have for us tonight. They are just sitting there in that channel, just setting up. Just watch this thing. It's going to wait for it to get pinched, but it's going to get moving relatively soon. And what was it, bottom, like 58 cent area? So keep an eye on that. GURE looking good. HOFV. That's at Hall of Fame Resort. And this thing we were looking at before, this thing wants to get moving, guys. HOFV. So keep an eye on that because that looks really good too. And like I said, there's so many that look great. And it was just a great opportunity on them dips on Thursday. And the market is setting up INZY. That one's looking great. KLTO. Let's see what that's doing. KLTO. That one's about to pinch itself between the 20 and 50 and try to get moving. Just had some healthy pullback there. What would I just do? X out of that thing. Damn it. Hold on 1 second here. Let me get back in. KLTO. Here we go. All right, here we go. KLTO. Just a little pullback down to the MACD. Like I said, yeah, that one looks like it's going to bounce off the MACD. And your 20 and 50 are meeting. I think that one's setting up. LUXH is at Lux Urban Hotels. And this one is trying to set up right there. It ran up the other day, LUXH. And it is getting set up. It's not just there yet, but it is setting up. MCVT, Mill City Ventures. And let's see, that one is curling up right there. MCVT. Oh, yeah, that one looks real good right there, guys. MSN. That one's just pulling back right there to the line. MSN. Let's see what it's doing here. Emerson Radio. Oh, that's curling up really good on the FinViz, but doesn't look so good here. What it do in the after hours? 42 to 41. It's at 41. Doesn't look like anything too crazy. It did look better earlier until the after hours. So I'll have to look at MSN, see if that one wants to get moving. Because like I said, it did look pretty decent. It could change right around, look good again. NDLS is looking decent there. Let's see, NDLS. Oh, that one looks real good too. So keep an eye on that. NVFY. That one looks really good too. I mean, these laptop travel ones are looking really good, guys. OE. Hold on. OESX, is it? OESX. Here we go. OESX. That one's gonna run Orion Energy Systems. You know, you can just like see sex in that thing. It's just like ESX. That's all you do. OESX. You just look at the letters of it. It's pretty wild. It's a wild one to look at right there. But yeah, it looks pretty wild, like it's gonna blast off. So keep your eye on that one because that is OESX and OGI. Is that Origami? Yeah, Origami Holdings. And this thing looks like it's about to get rolling back off the MACD again, guys, and get cruising. So keep an eye on that Origami. That thing looks good. OGI and OKYO Pharma. And this thing's just pulling back right there. OKYO. And yeah, just kind of pulling back. It's up over to 50. I mean, it looks like it's getting set up for that 20 and 50 to meet up and shoot it up. So just give it a day or so and we'll look at it. PET, WAG Group Company. And this thing is getting set up, guys. So keep your eye on PET because this could be a good pet soon. So yeah, that thing's trying to set up right there. And RVP, Retractable Technologies. This thing's getting curled up right there. Let's see what it's doing. Oh yeah, that thing's gonna try to get rolling. It's in between that channel too. RVP and SNTG. That's setting up. I don't know if it's exactly ready yet. SNTG. Let's see. Centage Holdings. Although I don't know, that thing might be in a good spot right there. Keep an eye on this thing. That thing could be getting cruising. SNTG, I'll be looking at that tomorrow just to see. Interested in that. TC, Touche Limited. And this thing's about to get cruising, guys. I know we talked about it a few times before it ran up a little bit. But now it's really wanting to look like it wants to run. So if you want to be TC, look at that one tomorrow because it is looking TC. And WLDS, let's look at that. WLDS. Let me know what you guys want to look at. Them wearable devices are looking really good. I know we looked at this before, it ran up before. And this one's looking pretty solid to run up some more. WLDS and XPON. Let's look at XPON real quick. Here we go. Xbeyond 360. It's curling up right there through the 20. Let's see what it wants to do right here. XPON. And yeah, it's not looking bad at all. So that laptop travel list is great right there. I'll tell you that. Let me run through crypto real quick. We'll nail that. And then I'll go through the list or go through the messages and then we'll go through our big caps real quick. So crypto was down most of the weekend. Bitcoin's back at 94,650. And let's see what it looks like here. Hold on. Let me go back in and hit the right button. There we go. And let's see. It is kind of pulling back there. And yeah, it does look like it's pulling back. So I guess Bitcoin's pulling back a little more. Solana's down to 179. And let's see what it wants to do. That thing's just pulling back as well. But it's hitting the 30, so you might be getting a bounce coming up. And like I said, it's at 179. Cardano's back to 87. This thing was way up there over the dollar range, and that thing's just pulling back. So they're all just pulling back right there. Doge is at 31, and that one's pulling back. So they're all coming down. And let's just look at WIF real quick. WIF. Um, that's at 190. And that one is pulling back a little bit and down at the 30. So they're all down there, way down there. I mean, they've made so much room. And Bonk is just trying to make a base down there. But again, that one's way down. Bonk actually looks like it's going to try to get moving relatively soon. And yeah, that's our crypto. And again, they're all just kind of pulled back. They looked at earlier and they still have that look. So let me go through the messages real quick, see what you guys want to look at real quick. UAL, RGNX. Let's see, RGNX. What's that? RGNX. That one is trying to get off the bottom right there. It's at 762R. Hold on. RGNX. It's not looking bad right there. It might not pop tomorrow, but it is getting set up. Friday could be its bottom right there at that 721. You're sitting at 770. So that is RGNX, and I could look at that in the morning if you want me to. But yeah, it's going to be bouncing off that bottom and getting set up to run right there. And our UAL, I mean, UAL. United Airlines looks like it's getting ready to fly a little more. It's been at the top, pulled out, and it looks like it's ready to go right back up there. So UAL is looking good as well. Keep an eye on that one. Let's see what else. Sirius, let's look at SIRI. SIRI. Um Up $2 and it is bouncing off that bottom. Let's see. Yeah, that one's about to get cruising some more. Could get up to that 25 area. So keep an eye on Sirius SIRI. That one's a good one right there, Miss Magdonia. Let's see. JPMRM. Let's see what that's up to. MRM. That one's curling up really good too. I mean, there's so many good setups, guys. This one's really nice right there. I like that, JP. Tilray, let's look at that one. What's the cannabis sector doing? Because that was setting up too. And again, everything was looking pretty decent. Tilray's looking great, guys. Hitting that resistance, jumps up over that 128. It's going to get rocking and rolling. It's at 124. So I would say Tilray looks good as well. And let's see. Let's check that PGHL and see what that's up to. PGHL, it was down 3 cents. This is just one of them big old curl ups, and it's about to hit that line right there. You have a lot of runarounds right there. And let me just take a look in the after hours, and see what it's doing. Nothing crazy, I guess. Yeah, that changed to January 3rd for earnings. And what it do? 116 to 127. It's at 119. And it's just kind of running up there slowly but surely. So we should get a better idea tomorrow. It's about to hit that line right there. So we'll take a look at PGHL. And it had that huge run up not long ago. So we'll see if it wants to get moving right there, Barb. And there you go for PGHL. And let me see. RDFN. Let's see what that's doing. That's Redfin Corp, and this one's getting curled up right there. RDFN. So yeah, I would say that one looks really good right there. Miss Magdonian and Joseph J. AFMD. What's that one? First Trust Active Factor Mid Cap ETF. That's not even what I'm looking up. AFMD. I have AFMC. All right, there we go. AFMD, that's a biotech company. I don't even know what it's called. Yeah, I have no idea what that's even called. I know we looked at this before though, and this thing's curling up out of the basement right here. It looks like it bottomed out. AFMD. Why do I keep doing AFMC? There we go. AFMD. Yeah, that thing's going to start curling up right there. It looks like it's making its bottom. So that one looks solid, I would say. Joseph J. And let's see. Let's show something. ADBE. Let's look at that Adobe because that one's way down there. How low could it go? It bounced up $9, and Adobe I think is going to get cruising. So this is a good one to look at, guys, because it got way down there, and it's going to start curling back up, and it's got plenty of room. So I would keep an eye on Adobe. It was just trading at like in the 550s or in the 447s. So that's ADBE, and that one's good for an option. So keep your eye on that. And there you go with that bad boy. CELH. Norbert said is so manipulated it's hard to hold the bag anymore. What did I say about that Celius? CELH. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Um, it's just pulling back now at this point. It's trying to get set up. It's probably going to be based out down here and then get set up. So I would wait a little. I mean, do whatever, but I'm looking at it like, it could one, two, three. It could start to really get set up in the next week. But again, holiday weeks coming up and short weeks. So that's why I just kind of said I don't know because I was going to say it should set up relatively soon until I realize there's two short weeks coming up and it kind of messes up the counting of the days. So it just threw me off and I realized that as I was saying it that it was the holiday season. So that's why I said that. And but yeah, if it wasn't, I would say it was getting set up and it still is going to set up. It's just the timing is going to be a little different than what I'm looking at. So I didn't want to it's just going to be off a little bit with these holidays and days off and stuff. So have a better idea as it goes on. But obviously he's been pulling back. If you bought it up here in the 31s, it's at 27. But I will tell you down here at like 25, 23 was its low. So, I don't know how much lower you're going to go. But again, it does look like it's basing out. And even the other day, that 26.37 looks like a new solid low for this little area here. So that's your CELH, Norbert. And there you go. APLD, let's look at that. APLD, Applied Digital. That's a nice pullback right there. I like that. APLD. And that one could be trying to get set up. I'm not so sure it's exactly ready. It's hitting right there around the bottom. Could pull back a little bit more, it looks like. So, um, that's APLD. There you go with that one. We got APLD. You got that. No problem. And let's see anything else. I think we got all them bad boys and all them. So that's all them. And RGNX. I think we just did that one, right? RGNX. Yeah, we just did that one. Like I said, that one looks like it's touching that bottom. Gonna start curling off of there. So that's good. And United. So we got all them bad boys. All right, there we go. All right, let me take a look and see our big caps real quick, our SPY and them guys. Let's go through them, see what we're looking at for tomorrow and this week, this short week. Because I think they're going to get rolling, guys. Like I said, Dow Jones looks like it's up. The SPY was up like $5 on Friday, but then it went up some more in the after hours, and it looks like it's going to be curling up. And that was some really nice dip action and some great price. I'll tell you what, Apple looks like it's going to get crazy. It's rolling off that MACD, it's running back in the top, and you know when they run up into the top, they like to get wild. Well, that's what Apple looks like. So I don't know what's going on there. Amazon's obviously curling back up. It looks like it's trying to anyway. I have a feeling it will be, so keep your eye on Amazon because, like I said, that one's trying to curl back up there. Google looks like that's going to try to roll back up and get cruising some more, so that looks like it's pretty solid to hit that 200 maybe again and get over it. How about Meta, META? That one's actually pulled back, hitting the bottom. Let's see if it pulls back a little bit more, bounces here. If it bounces here, it's going to get moving, and that's Meta. And Microsoft, that one. I don't know. I think it might have to pull back, stair step down a little bit to set up again. Again, that one ran off a little faster than I thought, and the chart kind of reset up. And the video is up $4 and some more in the after hours. This thing's getting set up, guys. And like I said, them semiconductor ones are looking good. And I think NVIDIA is going to get cruising there. So keep an eye on NVIDIA. And also, let's look at our Tesla TSLA. It was down $15, up $3 in the after hours, hitting the MACD. And I don't know though. It could take a little easy roll off. It could come back down into the 390s. Hard to tell with Tesla at the moment, but we'll keep an eye on it tomorrow morning, see what it wants to do. And that AMC was getting set up, guys. I don't know what's going on here, but it's looking good. And so does GameStop, and so does Chewy, CHWI. All three of them look really good right there, so keep your eye on all of them. And how about Netflix NFLX? That was up $7, trying to crawl back up. I don't know if that's ready yet. I probably wouldn't mess with that one at the moment. Much better setups. AVGO, that was up $2. This one had run way up there. This one could pull back just to roll off the MACD. So we have to keep an eye on that one, AVGO. And that MU's way down there, but it was up $3. And it could be trying to bounce back up. We'll keep an eye on it. See what it wants to do tomorrow. So that is MU right there. And let's take a look at that TSM and see what that Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing's doing, because that looked like it was trying to curl back up. Let me see. TSM, yeah. That looks good to go as well. So, I mean, all these bad boys, I haven't even been marking them, but I know most of them are looking really good right there. So, TSM, SCMI, that one, or what is it? SMCI. Yeah, I was gonna say, hold on. SMCI. That's trying to get set back up, guys. So keep an eye on that. SMCI, Super Micro Computer, I think is gonna try to get set back up. AMD. Let's look at that one real quick. That was way down at the bottom. It looks like it's trying to bounce back up. It's in the bottom, in the basement, and looks like it's going to try to get bouncing. So keep an eye on that. AMDL is the ETF, and it has that same look, AMDL, and it is the grand shares 2 times. And again, this one's in the basement. It's trying to curl out, so not looking bad right there. AMD's out and looks better. Sometimes that happens with the ATFs or the ETFs and the options and the big caps. They're just a little bit off, but generally they follow each other. PayPal had pulled back, but is looking pretty good to try to start curling back up. Snow, let's look at that one. SNOW up $2. This one's might get curling back up. I'll have to look at this and see if it's ready to. Looks like it's trying to, but not a guarantee. At QCOM, like I said, they won, and that one shot up in the after hours and looked pretty good right there. QCOM. So we'll keep an eye on that tomorrow, because that could really get cruising off of that news. And good old Intel is looking pretty good, INTC. So this one's trying to get bouncing off the bottom there. And we'll have to see if it can get rolling, because it looks really good, I'll tell you that. And that is Intel. And Disney was up a little bit, and it looks like it's trying to curl back up, or at least set back up. And how about Oxy, OXY? I think that one's finally bouncing off that bottom, looking much better. We were talking about it. And ExxonMobil, I think, is down at that bottom, going to get bouncing back up. Marrow is down a little bit. We'll see if it pulls back some more. I think it might with the crypto, and Riot might pull back. It's trying to set up Riot, but might have to pull back a hair right now. And MicroStrategy, MSTR was up like $34, up some more in the after hours, but it doesn't look that solid. So we'll see what it wants to do. It's in that channel, so maybe it runs up into 388 and see what happens. It's at like 370, and that's MSTR, MicroStrategy. CLSK, that one is up 23 cents. It looks like it's going to bounce off that bottom, so that one's probably getting set up right there. Coin, COIN. This one was rolling up, trying to curl back up and looking much better after that big, nice dip the other day. And that's COIN. And let's look at DJT, Trump Media. And that one was actually pulling back the other day. I don't even know why. It wasn't even looking bad, but had some weird looks and pulling back. I wouldn't be surprised if it has some like crazy dip and rip situation. So we'll keep an eye on this Trump Media and see what it wants to do right here. Or maybe it's going to pull back. I don't know. We'll have to see tomorrow, honestly, with DJT. It was looking way set up the other day. And PHUN, that fun PHUN, that one's trying to get set up, looking much better right there. So we'll keep an eye on that as it touches down right there. Let me see in the after hours PHUN. Yeah, not looking bad right there to try to roll back up. So we'll keep an eye on that in the morning. MTN, that Mountain Valley Resorts. This one's going to try to get set up and moving again. So I'll let you know. And let's look at what McDonald's, right? Yeah, MCD. That's up to, oh, this one's finally getting set up now, guys. So keep an eye on McDonald's because that one's actually looking decent. Boeing's been running up. It keeps running up here. It's in the top, and we were talking about it way down there. And at 140s, it's at 177 right now. So Boeing just kept on going. And there you go with BA and Space SPCE. I'm telling you, this thing wants to get curled up. I think we were super early with that one. And I think you're going to start to see that one bottomed out and start to try to curl up SPCE. And good old Rivian was pulled back, but it was running back up on Friday. It pulled back nice Thursday with everything crossed through. I'll have to take a look at Rivian in the morning. It'll probably be on the Jolie's jumpers list. We usually look at it anyway. So I'll let you know what it looks like in the morning. And PLTR just keeps going up. It's over 80. Could you imagine you were trying to short this thing because it had that pullback look and then it just went up over $6? You got smoked. So that's why you just had to be careful with this PLTR and the Sophie. And that one tried to run back up. Looks like it's trying to curl back up. So again, I'd be very careful with them. Good old Dell was up like over $3 and wants to get cruising, guys. Dell looks solid right now. And Nike, NKE. This one's just pulled back a little bit, but Nike's getting set up, I think. I think Nike's trying to set up right there. Let me see the after hours. Yeah, Nike's trying to get set up. It'll start curling up and get moving. And DXYZ, let's see what that's up to. And that's hitting that 20, and it'll probably try to bounce back up tomorrow if everything's green like it looks like it wants to be. And there you go for a good Sunday night market review. Let me see if I missed anything. And let me see. ILMN. Let me see what that's up to. ILMN. Hold on. Here we go. Alumnia. This one looks like it's going to try to curl up there. I don't know if it's ready just yet. Let me see. It is trying to. We'll see that tomorrow. That one should try to start curling up tomorrow, Miss Magnolia. Um, INDO, isn't that Indonesia Energy? Yeah, Indonesia Energy. Let me see. INDO. That one's trying to curl up. It says it has that earnings on the third. Who knows when they are? But it is trying to curl up right there. INDO, so not looking bad. And no problem, Norbert, for that. And I think we got everything else right there. Let me take a quick look over here on the stock twits and see what else is trending there. Let's see. DJT is down a little bit. It's up in the after or in the market in the after hours, it looks like, but it was down and trending. So that one might have something crazy going on. The Dow Jones UNG is down a little bit. That's United States Natural Gas. That BITX. Let's see what that's doing. BITX. Yeah, that one looks like it's going to keep dipping down. So we'll have to look at that and see what's up with crypto. PZZA is Papa John's. And we'll have to look at that. That cold is down. So Boyle, is up. Yeah, cold is going down. Boyle's up. We nailed that one perfectly right there. And a couple crypto. What's that? BlackRock's on there, well over 1,000. Remember, we were looking at that BlackRock BLK. It just steadily goes up. We were looking at it when it was under 1,000. Now it's at 1,028, and it's about to go up some more. That's a pricey one right there. LABD, that one is the biotech bear. And this one looks like it could be pulling back, but the setup, I don't know. That's got a weird look. I'll have to look at it. And LABU's on there too, which is the opposite because that's the biotech bull, and it looks like it wants to blast off. So interesting looks right there on the what's trending. But yeah, there you go. That's our beautiful Sunday night show. Let me just see something, make sure I got everything. Yup, see, we got that, no problem. Boom, there we go. And I think Jay Kratz, you want to look at what? SQ? Is that what that says? Square? You got it, bud. No problem here. You got it. Ready, square block up $2. That's doing that same setup. I'm telling you, they all basically have the same setup look, and they pulled back. Maybe it pulls back to a little bit more, but I highly doubt it. Its bottom right here was 84.75. And like I said, maybe it pulls back a little bit more, but another one just getting set up. Just we'll just make sure. I'll take a look at it in the morning. SQ, that's a good one, and at $89. So I'll look at that. It may, like I said, it may pull back just a little bit more and then get set up there to get running. So there you go with that one, and I can look at it in the morning as well. Just give me a quick reminder in the morning, and there you go. In our Sunday night game, Dallas. Tampa Bay, Dallas is up 23-14. It's in the third quarter, and we just nailed the market, crypto, everything. That laptop travel list is looking sweet right there. Crypto, not so sweet, but hopefully that turns around and our big caps are looking great, and I think things are starting to pop and looking good. So there you go, everyone. Thank you for tuning in and hanging out all night. Greatly appreciate it. Laptop Travel, Winner and Mute, Profit Logic, Asian Joe Lee, RD, Licho something, Jennifer Lee, Miss Magnodonian 9, no, Ms. Magnodonian, Nostradamus, how are you? Bong Chan, Sherry, Sinai, Buddy, Shell 12, J Kratz, Lynn, JP, Spinanco, JJ, Joseph J, Sean, and Patrick, and everybody else that's tuning in and checking us out. I greatly appreciate it. Let me know if you want to look at anything in the morning. You know we'll be on at 7 a.m. for our pre-market. All right, Joey's jumpers and our laptop lowdowns, our crypto, our big caps. We definitely want to know what's going on with them. And like I said, I think the market's going to be popping. They passed along that government spending thing, or at least prolonged it a little longer as I figured they would. And boom, I think we're going to be popping here. So maybe this will start our Santa Claus rally, and we'll be rocking and rolling until the end of the year and even keep on cruising into it. So there you go, everyone. So thanks again for tuning in. Let me know if you want to see anything in the morning. Have a great night. Get some rest, and I'll catch you guys at 7 a.m. for our pre market show. So have a good night, and I'll see you in the morning, everybody.